In Namibia's most southern region, about 50 kilometers northwest of the Noord-Oever border post with South Africa, lies a settlement called Aussenkehr, a diamond in the desert.
Welcome to Aussenkehr.
Aussenkehr's success originates from the fact that grapes here can be harvested 3 to 5 weeks sooner than anywhere else in the world. The settlement has been the backbone of Namibia's multi-million-dollar export grape sector since grape farming began in 1995. Aussenkehr is located in the district of Karasburg West with a special school system nurtured by the Director of Education in the Karas region, Mr. Johannes Kusep.
One of the things that are misunderstood by people about Aussenkehr is that given that the grape industry is a multi-billion income generating project, many people are under the impression that all is sound and well with the community here in Aussenkehr. They think that the people are rich, everybody is rich here in Aussenkehr, and that we are all enjoying from the income that is coming from the grape. But you will find that here in Aussenkehr we have people that are employed, gainfully employed, but also an equal number of people that are not employed at all. There are children of parents that are mostly from households where it does not go very well in terms of income, and there are children whose parents are a little bit well off. That's one thing that people do not understand about Aussenkehr, the contrasts. It looks like a place of plenty for everybody, but it's also a place where you will see poverty at its greatest.
Despite severe shortcomings, Aussenkehr is a vibrant farm that has different cultural influences, with one common denominator being the visible culture of a bonding among its inhabitants. The ethnic groups represented in Aussenkehr include Ovambo, Nama, Kavango, Caprivi, Herero, San, Bastard, Ovahimba, Tswana, White Namibians, and the Damara people. While the elder generation at the farm often insist on returning to their homesteads when their working life ends, the younger generation has a different retirement plan. They know that their community gains immensely from developing this region. This is done through a public-private collaboration focusing on safety, well-being, and future of children and youth. Christian Nober founded the fördern Zukunft stiften Foundation, known as Support Children, Enable a Future, in 2009. His ambitious notion to aid children and compensate those who have made a significant contribution to his professional achievement as a publisher of a children's magazine led him to create the foundation. Among other things, fördern Zukunft stiften created the Lis Alam project in 2011, which will, however, be discontinued in 2023. The foundation also initiated and carried out the Paternoster volunteer project in South Africa between 2016 and 2017. Mr. Kusep was informed in 2019 by now retired Inspector of Education Masila Crawford Snyman about student volunteer work being done by the German Foundation in South Africa. The regional director approached the foundation and inquired about expanding the project to a school in the Karas region. Micah Reinhardt, the foundation's project manager, then visited the 6 schools along the Orange River in September 2019, with the board of the foundation ultimately deciding that their vision and mission best fit the Aussenkehr Primary School and Aussenkehr Farm context for implementing the project's first replication in Namibia, while also acknowledging that no blueprint is exactly replicable when working with communities. Christian Neuber's dream then took shape under the scorching Namibian sun at the Aussenkehr Elementary School, which initially opened in January 2000 as the village's only school. Since 2014, the school's enrollment has grown by more than 62%, from 513 students to 821 students, 3 non-teaching staff to 5 non-teaching staff, and 14 teachers to 27 teachers. The school was initially designed with 10 classrooms, but now teachers must deal with classes of 40 or more students per class.
My name is Leandre Niels. I'm a grade 2 teacher at Aussenkehr Primary School. I do class teaching. And I've been at Aussenkehr Primary School for the past 7 years.
Ms. Leonie Niels, a grade 2 teacher, found a chance to begin her career as Aussenkehr Primary School, and the settlement's vibrant energy has kept her teaching for 7 years.
Ek het 'n paar woordjies vir ons. Okay, wie is volgende? Rolencia. Tak. Okay, wag eers. Ruben. Ons almal weet Ruben leer nou eers Afrikaans. So Ruben, lees vir ons. Favorite part of the work is how children think. It's so fascinating how they come up with ideas and imagination, like how to solve a problem. It's just like the simple things, and it's fun to work with learners every day, because every day you hear a different story, a different challenge, and how they cope with that challenge they have.
Minor interventions, according to the Aussenkehr Primary School teachers, can make a significant difference in supporting them in their efforts to provide an enabling learning environment. This includes getting people from outside who come with new perspectives to the school.
Amal? Circa. Since the project started, it's been a great help in class, having these volunteers that are from abroad to see how they do their teaching, because they help in class. They are every morning in class, they assist you, and sometimes they also try to help you and transfer their knowledge to you as a teacher in Namibia, because what I found out, sometimes they do things a bit different is how we do it, and also helping the students that come from UNAM, because since it's also the first time when I arrived also at the school, it was a bit difficult just to settle in, because it's totally different from what you learn at university and when you come to a school. And the project has helped us like a lot. Like when you have like 35 learners in a class, you can help some of the volunteers, like, can you help me with this group, and then you can continue with another group and just get to your objectives while also being helped by someone who also do the things differently.
Since the start of the volunteer project, there has been a noticeable improvement in learner performances. Because of Germany and Namibia's different lifestyle, it allows teachers more freedom to vary their methods in the classroom. It also allows teachers to monitor and evaluate their own performances. Many decisions were made at the first stakeholder meeting, and developing a sustainable volunteer structure was one of the first steps the project had to take in order to have a fruitful interaction with the assistance from the Aussenkehr Primary School teachers. With this level of commitment underpinning the project and the fruitful collaboration between Johannes Kusep, Seisye Shangangange, the school inspector in the Karas region, as well as Susanna Kadhikwa, the principal of the Aussenkehr Primary School, Maika Reinhardt, from the German foundation fördern Zukunft stiften, and the support of Tanya Tate, Chancellor of the Namibian Embassy in Berlin, the way to a prosperous future was paved. The first volunteers arrived in Aussenkehr on October 3rd, 2020, with the vision of equipping the youth for the future while preserving their local heritage. These volunteers have qualifications in education, social work, and begun under the direction and guidance of the foundation's primary principal, with the role of supporting teachers at the school as well as developing and implementing a life skills program with a focus on reading to benefit children and youth. Who is in her mid-20s and studying education in junior primary in Germany, and Leah, who is also in her mid-20s and studying special needs education in Germany, are part of the most recent volunteer team in Aussenkehr. The Special Needs Club is one of the classes they teach. To match the abilities of all learners, some students are not expected to perform like others. The volunteers help them assess their own abilities.
Can I take them out? I would take... As a part of the volunteer project from the foundation fördern Zukunft stiften, we are on the spot here in Aussenkehr Primary School, working together with the teachers, cooperating with them. We have the opportunity to help them if some teachers are missing, so we can assist in the classes. We are able to help them with some kids with learning difficulties to just put a bit more focus on these kids, because it's just not possible in a class with more than 40 kids sometimes. We are here to give the children a possibility to gain some more knowledge, to broaden their worldview a little bit.
Typically, the Special Needs Club begins with an energy booster.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Nice that you are here. Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stamp your feet, stamp, stamp, stamp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. And now we're gonna start.
The children have an incredible linguistic capacity. According to the volunteer students, children can communicate to up to 7 different languages, demonstrating, among other things, their ability to retain information.
So we started this Special Needs Club last year in September 2021 when I first came here, as we wanted to offer an extra support for some kids that have the need for individual support. When we first came here, we saw that the classes are quite big and the teachers don't have the chance to support every child individually. Okay. Morning, Mia. How are you? Look, Ariana is coming to you. At the moment, we are in the Special Needs Club for the Grade 1 learners. We have 3 different Special Needs Clubs for each grade, from 1 to 3. And we are focusing on improving the basic skills. So in Grade 1, we are mainly focusing on practicing the sounds and the letters. We are therefore using different materials. We are using the different senses so they can practice the letter in a lot of different ways and really get into it. For example, here we do the L by using the Play-Doh. Jason, let's practice the L with the Play-Doh. Just come here.
The Special Needs Club program is held in the school barracks, shaded areas, even when the temperature outside is above 40 degrees. A special classroom for students with learning disabilities is desperately needed at the school because the scope of work and understanding of these students differs. It is difficult to place them in the same class as the others. As the school still lacks sufficient teaching resources, volunteers are forced to create learning materials using the few resources available.
So within the special needs course we are doing, it's like the whole setting is quite difficult. We have to be outside. Right now there are construction works on the site, so sometimes it's very loud. We are very dependable on the weather, so if it's very cold the kids start to freeze, they are cold, or it's windy and we have to fix our papers on the desks. So yeah, it's sometimes difficult on how to do everything to see that we have enough desks to work on. And then with the kids, they all have very different difficulties in different areas of learning. So we always have to try to bring a small group together of kids with the same difficulties and then help each and every one of them to get a bit better in like, for example, recognizing the letters. And then there's also the problem of the language barrier. So the kids come from different backgrounds, they have different mother tongues. Usually it's not English, as well as for us English is not our mother tongue. So for example, when we are showing different animals to find out which letter is the first letter, for example the L for the lion, sometimes they only know the word in their own language and then the first letter is a different one. So you always struggle a little bit to make them understand what we are trying to learn and which letters, for example, we are looking for. So that's definitely a challenge sometimes. But the kids are very eager to learn and very motivated. So yeah, they are doing very well and we can see them improving, which is very nice.
Lion. It's a lion. Selma, can you also say lion? Let's say it all together one time.
The help of volunteers through the Special Needs Club allows teachers to stay aware of persisting reading difficulties. But there are advantages for both. Volunteers gain valuable work experiences while Namibian teachers become acquainted with European teaching methods. Volunteer work is reported to be very popular among school children's parents and the Aussenkehr Farm community.
Yeah, I think we can actually see a progress for some of the kids. Some of them improved in their handwriting, some got better in recognizing the sounds, and I think a lot of them got more self-confident and even more motivated for the learning because we learn in different ways, we are using different materials. So yeah, they like to come to us and see that learning can be fun. And yeah, we also got some positive feedback from some of the teachers that they also see an improvement in the skills of their learners.
Youths are desperate for recreational activities to divert their attention from drug, alcohol use and street wandering. After-school workshops at the school thus proved to be extremely popular among the students.
And I'm a volunteer here in Aussenkehr for the volunteer project. at the School of Aussenkehr Primary. So one of the key points of this volunteer project are the afternoon workshops we are doing, and we do that so the kids can do something in the afternoon. Each day a different grade is coming. For the grade 1s we have 2 days because they are also in school and 2 different times, and so they can choose in the workshops between sports, arts and crafts, singing and dancing, and they can just choose by their interest.
The afternoon workshops enable students to acquire a variety of skills that cannot be fully developed during class time because these skills are developed through practice. Board games are also very popular among children. Learners' critical thinking and problem-solving abilities are enhanced by board games. The Aussenkehr youth is aware that they can make better lifestyle choices if they do not give in to the enormous peer pressure associated with drugs, alcohol, sexual activity and abuse. While that's often easier said than done, the options at their disposal are now more than ever. These workshops improve learners' social skills and bring real fun into the lives of learners. Because parents believe their children have solid athletic abilities, sport coaches were specifically requested to complement the school's offering sports workshops. This assists the youth in identifying their own strengths. The foundation has committed itself to showing children how they can shape their own lives regardless of their social and economic background, even in the less privileged regions in the world. Apart from science workshops, extramurals and library work, the volunteers also assist with the gardening project. The children of the Aussenkehr Primary School rebuild their abandoned school garden with the assistance of the RV and Cape Span, settling in 2 of the vineyards located near Aussenkehr Farm.
So we restarted our gardening project in the beginning of this year. After the last term, did a quite big project with the help of some grape companies to put up a protection net around our garden to keep the garbage out. And we are basically now taking care of all of our vegetables which we planted in the beginning of this year. We want to give some learners the opportunity to do some practical work in their free time to learn something about planting. We are hoping to plant some grapevines soon, so they can also learn how to plant the grapes, which are quite popular, of course, here in Aussenkehr.
They began by constructing a composite pile so that the students could learn about sustainable living in addition to agriculture.
Yeah, we are going to the garden once a week on Fridays with the same group of learners. It's around 15 learners from grade 6. And yeah, we just want them to gain some knowledge about planting. We chose some learners who are have more talents in practical things and tasks, so they can just do something apart from their schoolwork in their free time. And yeah, also with the plants here, we had a lot of work from the grape companies and from Miss Selma. She's also responsible for the school garden. We started with seeds and planted them, And as you can see now, we already have some big plants which we hopefully can harvest soon from our school garden. And the plants we are harvesting, or the vegetables we are harvesting here, we partly use for our school kitchen, for the school feeding, and the other part we are selling to locals here, or also to the local lodge. They are using some of our vegetables as well.
The afternoon gardening workshop provides the students with learning opportunities that can support the development of a sustainable foundation and give the students who have the lowest likelihood of attending secondary school the chance to at least be employed as workers on the vineyard, allowing them to live and work in the area in which they were born. With volunteering comes volunteers' own initiatives, such as Jacob Meyer's Science Club. Jacob Meyer, who is currently studying secondary school education with geography and technology subjects, discovered an opportunity to lay the foundation in science for students.
Since 3 weeks I'm offering a science club for some of the grade 7 students, and the club is taking place at Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoon. We are always working around 2 hours, it depends how long we need. And yeah, we're doing some practical and also some theoretical part or work, because for me it's important that the students are not always doing the theoretical part. They also should know and learn how to do or how to work in a practical way. So we are doing some physical experiments like the lever law, or how a free fall or something like that. And I also teach them how to ironate something or how to solder.
The foundation has as one of its goals to provide students with a real-world cross-disciplinary and cross-cultural experience on a professional and personal level, in a personal responsibility, and to better equip them with a future innovation.
Yeah, I came up with the idea to start a social or the science club for these higher classes, because the most workshops we're offering are just for the grade 1 until grade 3. So for me it was a quite good idea to offering a science club for the grade 7 people, because there's no other workshop or club for them. So and I thought that would be a great opportunity to offer it. Also a science club with something different to the other workshops, because the other workshops are more or less like workshops with art and craft, board game, sport. So the science club is a bit different.
The school library serves as the intellectual hub of the building, similar to a central marketplace. The truth is, however, that the 800 plus students at Aussenkehr Primary School, ranging in age from preschool to grade 7, all share a small number of books.
My name is Hilka Malakia. I am a volunteer of the Aussenkehr project. I am a graduate in library and information science, and I am currently helping with the new establishment of the school library.
The foundation has prioritized reading for the past 10 years in Germany and wants to do the same in Namibia at the Aussenkehr Farm Primary School.
The library is the most important part in the school setting because it is a second place where children can learn, and most importantly, it provides information resources to the teachers and the learners. In that way, learners will be able to explore the world in all corners of the globe when in the library, especially through reading and discovering other materials that are in the library. Currently, we are operating in a classroom. This is not a fixed library. As you can see, we only have a few shelves and the materials are not enough, or the collection will not be able to satisfy all our users within the school setting, and therefore we are really wanting to have this new establishment of the library, because it's going to be bigger, which will accommodate or cater for 100 learners at a time, as well as we will have ICT facilities.
Under the direction of their lecturers, Dr. Philemon Arito and Sam Shanika, students from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology at the University of Namibia in Oktober designed the new library that is currently being built in order to carry out its mission. Along with using public funds, the Foundation Kinderfoorden Zukunft stiften contributed to the funding. The designated learning space has 65 reading desks and 35 computer desks, and it can accommodate about 100 students at once. The headmaster of the school and their 26 teachers were shown the initial proposal, and the feedback was incorporated into the design. The foundation contributes both its own money and public funds from Germany to the building and furnishing of the school library. Seven-year-old Max has already done many things in his life. He has a degree in marketing and communications and worked in advertising for a while. He also worked as a bartender in South America. But somehow, that was not enough for Max, who wanted a life that was more meaningful.
We are the future, window of hope, smart and steady. Perfect go! Yes, perfect. Okay, so the lesson we have now, it's called Window of Hope, and we do it just for educate, to give the learners some special social skills and go deeper in some important topics. Right now we are talking about ourselves, to increase our self-confidence, and about things what make us feel special. But in the lessons before, we had also like some hard topics like rape or like teenage pregnancy, which is very important to show the learners that they, if something terrible happened to them, they just have to go to the police or just go to the social worker or to the teacher to get the help they need. Do you know any people who make you feel special? You know? Raise your arms. Your mother. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Educational programs like Max Life Skill Project are essential to increase awareness and educate the youth about the need to reduce teen pregnancies. He divides his work in Namibia so that he can be exposed to all the things that matter to him.
There are a lot of challenges in the community of Aussenkehr. I think the biggest one is that there's no water and no electricity for the workers' homes. So it happens very often that the houses will burn and stuff like this. And also there's a lot of trouble for the people because they are suffering. There's a lot of troubles inside the community. So that's why we are going every day at the clinic. We are going in the field, in the community to educate the people, because some people don't know about the risks of having unprotected sex and stuff like this. Yeah. Here is Selina, Johnny, Amanda, Philemon. Okay? You have to remember.
Max started a dual degree program to train as a social worker in collaboration with the DHBW, the Baden-Württemberg Dual University in Stuttgart. The Foundation fördern Zukunft stiften made the study program with an international practical component possible and financially supported it. Max, however, faced a significant challenge when he started his studies, a 3-month internship in Namibia. He first found himself working in a clinic as a part of the Aussenkehr project, where he encountered ill and partially traumatized girls and women. Max grew some of his skills as a social worker at the clinic.
That her mother told her, there is always one who loves you and thinks that you are very special. And this is
Okay, so now we finished our class and now I'm looking forward to enjoy my afternoon in the community of Aussenkehr.
Max aims to strike a balance in his life with some positive social habits that can help him build a support system and stay healthier mentally and physically while he is away from home.
That's what I mentioned when I talked about my social life in Aussenkehr. I love soccer, that's why I joined the best team in the city, 7 Star. And I love soccer because it's a team game. You can only win if the whole team is working proper. Yeah, and after the training I'm going home, have dinner with my colleagues, the volunteers from the school, and that's what my daily business is like.
Maintaining a favorite sport or activity like soccer helped Max regain balance and routine in his daily life. Soccer also helps Max feel more at home in his new environment. On the town's central square, the 7 Stars football team practices every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Max joined the players and quickly became part of the team. They call him Shirumbu, which means white person. Everyone started to greet him on the street, and he quickly became a popular member of the community. His social engagement also makes it easier for him to get in touch with the families in the settlement. For Max, it is very important to know the families in which the students grow up. He is concerned about the most underprivileged among them and strives to help in a sustainable way. Moving abroad and volunteering in remote areas, as Max and the rest of the Aussenkehr volunteers are doing, can be difficult. Homesickness is one of the most significant challenges that people living abroad face, particularly those living in another country for the first time. Making new friends can help some people overcome homesickness, while others, such as the Aussenkehr volunteers, transformed their living space into a home with shared chores like preparing dinner and dining together while reconnecting with memories.
Hello.
And you know, guys, there's so many experiences that I remember throughout our time here in Aussenkehr. You remember, Leonie, like the one time we wanted to make the pretzels, and we already had formed the dough and just wanted to put them in the oven. And then the electricity was off.
Ieder fördern Zukunft stiften project offers outings such as the Lutrate excursion with the second volunteer team in April 2021, which was accompanied by the Regional Director of Education Arts, Mr. Tusep, the principal, Ms. Kadhikwa, and the life skills teacher, Ms. Conradi, in an effort to provide priceless experiences for the volunteers. Volunteers are happy to share experiences with each other and the communities they live in.
Cheers, everybody!
To them, it matters eating dinner together while reminiscing about some of the things the project has provided them. This is what turns acquaintances into friends and gives them a sense of home.
Wie viel Spaß haben wir?
At this point, the day-to-day routine continues with the mission to make a difference by providing opportunities to young people of the Aussenkehr community. Volunteering goes beyond personal satisfaction. A random act of kindness can have a long-term impact on a project like the fördern Zukunft stiften and the lives of the people it touches. There is no one solution that will fulfill the community's needs, but a combination of what has been proposed will lay a solid foundation for transitioning this community to a place of greater sustainability and improved quality of life. A life skills program as simple as an afternoon dance lesson in which the children of the Aussenkehr Primary School choose to participate in can spark a previously unrealized dream. Thank you for watching the first part of the NBC's documentary about the Aussenkehr project. This part served as a reminder of the important role that volunteers from all spheres of life play within the Aussenkehr project. Don't miss the second and final installment of this informative documentary, which will provide more information on the who's who of people who have been going above and beyond to support the Aussenkehr volunteer project.